Hi guys. I know I know I just did a post not too long ago that probably had a few people freaked out, but that's all right. I'm kind of freaked out. um, Time for some good things. I actually did manage to go and re-up passport. No, they no longer do appointments. You no longer have a set caseworker. Some of the best workers, in fact, one that everybody was asking about, and even I wanted to know about, they now process, so everything gets done faster. But yeah, you no longer have caseworkers assigned to you, and you no longer have appointments when you go to Neighborhood Place. When I understand, it's a statewide government thing. Everybody's actually doing this now. But I got surprisingly short amount of time. I got in there, and forgive the background noises. Jaden is building a ship and then taking it apart and building it again. Hubby watched a video while I dropped Ronan off for his last day of school. So there's that. And went to the passport food stamp office and was seen almost immediately. They added more to my food stamps, which I'm like, okay, how do I reverse this when I actually get a job? Because, last time I just had to let it run out because I didn't know how to contact anybody. And they went, well, just, get something from your supervisor saying you make this amount, this is how long you've been working, this is when your first paycheck is, and just walk in, turn it in. They now have somebody who just processes paperwork now. So, awesome. Their medical was updated immediately. Poor lady had some trouble with her computer, and I'm like, oh, well, the second that we actually fill out, the handwritten stuff, this will probably print up. She's like, oh yeah, that's the way it always goes. The passport office seems a little bit friendlier in many ways. It's like they're all relaxed because they don't each have individual caseloads. They're just so freaking staggering anymore. They've integrated the system. So that went well. So I'm like, well, I've got a little bit extra, saved over. Heck with it, only vice this household's got. We don't have a lot of money that goes out of this household. So I stopped by the local cigarette store. Pick up some cigarettes. Yes, stop it. It's a thing. Good thing I did. Now, I've known these people for, well, we've been going there since I was 18, 19, I want to say. We've been going there a while. And so I've known them for well over 14 years. So, I get my stuff, I bounce out of there, get in the car, turn the car on, and go to, move the shifter. Which we're not like some, a lot of other people I know. We aren't rough with it, we click the button, move the shifter. Shifter just, I was like, okay. I mean, and I knew it was happening, but it's like my brain couldn't process it. So I turned the key again, the car ground at me. I'm like, oh, okay, so you're on. So I turned it off, turned it back on. Oh, God. All right, so I got out of the car, got back into the car, turned it on, does this. I'm like, oh, my God. And the only thing I can think is, of course, it would do it right here. It can't do it in front of my house. Anything like that. Of course not. So I walked inside and I asked if I could use the phone. I know I completely freaked these people out because she's like, well, honey, what's wrong? I'm like, my car broke down again. It's the same problem I had and some of you guys remember this, about a year and a half ago, all over again. I can't even pay my rent. And my car just broke down. I haven't got a job yet, and the 2-3 job prospects I do have will never happen because my car just broke down. It's the only car I've got. Lady behind the counter was like, oh, honey, I'm sorry, it'll be okay. And I was like, no, it's not going to be okay. It is never, ever gonna be okay. I mean, and I'm sitting there trying to not weep all over their counter Well, she is running to go get her cell phone just in case their shop phone decides to be stupid. Called the house. Michael was snoozing on the couch over here, and we have a habit of ignoring the phone because we have one bill collector for our furniture, which, by the way, that's hilarious. So we got furniture, you remember this, guys, a couple of years ago for $1,500 on a Value City furniture card that we've paid steadily on. Sometimes we pay over. So tell me how come we still owe $1,300 2 years later. They've been ringing our phone off the hook for like 2 weeks. I think a couple of days ago we got 18 calls from them. You know, it gets excessive. We've gotten to where we pretty much ignore the phone and we'll take a peek at who it is before we answer it now. At least they're no longer 6th in line. They're more like 4th in line. But, you know, yeah. So that's probably the reason why I didn't answer the phone. And she brought me home. She actually was kind enough to drive me home. So, you know, I got the errands done for the day. We've got food in the fridge. Today is Ronan's last day of school. So, of course, I walk in the door and I get a call from his school saying that he's sick to his stomach. And I'm like, and my car just broke down. And they were like, we'll put him back in class, but we might have to take him out if his stomach still hurts later or if he throws up. And I'm like, oh, he'll probably throw up. I mean, it's just my luck today. Oh, and I went in depressing territory anyway. Kathy, if you're watching this, you probably know. Oh, okay, yeah. What's bad is the fact that I went to WisCon. Don't break anything. I went to WisCon a couple of weeks ago. First time ever really getting away from the house, from the kiddos and everything like that. Now, hubby's been away before we had kids. But it's the first time I've ever been away. First time I've ever gone out just on a trip, you know, without traveling with somebody that I know to meet some people that, you know, I know online. And then we travel together to go to this awesome thing. And we have a good time. And yeah, it's the first time I've ever done anything like that. So first convention, best convention from what I understand you could ever go to. And usually whenever we travel away from home, our luck changes for good things. Hubby has a theory. I went and I released all that stress, and I had a good time. So I came home, and of course, the second that I come home, my cat's gone. I still don't have a job. Oh, rent. And so I decided to do tarot readings. And of course, all of my tarot reading earnings are now going to be funneled into the car. So we have to call Mr. J for the whole entire rent and pray that he can help. So I'm sitting there going, I brought home bad luck. And my hubby's like, no. He said, it's more like you went out and you relieved all of that stress. And life went, oh, look. You don't have enough stress. Here you go. But I do want to thank you guys for pimping my tarot posts, for helping out and getting tarot readings. And I know a lot of you guys are strapped right now, and you're helping anyway. And that's just marvelous. There's absolutely no way that I can thank you properly for any of that. A couple of years ago, I wouldn't have charged for tarot. But I look at it this way now. I mean, needs must and all that. But somebody pointed out to me a long time ago, you should be charging for tarot. You're providing a service, and you're actually doing work. But at that time, I had the luxury of doing it for free. I really wish I could still do it for free. That would be so much fun. You know, it's fun. It's work. It can give you a headache. It's work, but it's fun as well. And you know, I certainly hope that I'm giving readings that are worth what people are paying out. So I thank you guys for helping with that. Thank you so much for your kind words and your fantastic comments. You have done a lot to to making me feel better. Just keep your fingers crossed for us. I wish this post could have been a little bit happier, but I don't know. Situation should get better here soon. It always does. It'll clear up. Just keep your fingers crossed for me. Take good care of yourselves. Take good care of each other. And I will talk to you soon.